You have never seen reality as it is. You have never seen anything as it is. I know you think you have, but believe me, you want to question, because that's the way you awaken. If you question what you always thought that was true, what you always thought it was reality, but everything seems to be, only questioning it, you can peel out the layers of the illusion. And you really want to wake up. It's only good news to wake up. So, how do you know if you are living an illusion? Well, I will tell you a straightforward test for that. Can you stop your thoughts? But if you cannot stop your thoughts, it means you're living in some sort of hypnosis. And I know many people will think, well, that's not even possible. And I will tell you, no, that you're wrong. That's part of the system to make you think that that's not possible. Thinking things that thinking is not possible to stop. Of course it is. But you need to do a shift in your perception and the understanding of what you are. Because right now, if you are feeling anxious, fearful, uncomfortable, you feel that you need anything else in this life to be happy, if you think anything, if you think you're lonely, if you think that you're slightly sad, if you think that life is not just a gorgeous experience to be continuously diving in with contentment and satisfaction, anything less than that is an illusion. And how do you know that? Well, if you cannot stop your mind, you cannot see what is the fabric of your experience. Because your experience, the data of your senses, the data of what your eyes are seeing, what your senses are feeling, what you're hearing, is like the sound, for example, in the computer or the phone where you're watching this video. The phone and the computer gets some sort of data that converts into an image or a sound. But you know the image is not exactly me talking in there. It's a representation of it. In the same way, what you're experiencing of your sensory direct reality is in the same way data. And that's how you figure out how to escape the simulation, because you understand what the simulation is. So the first step, as I explained you before, is to rest. And you do that by meditating, by letting go of thoughts one by one. I have a course on that you can follow in a link in the description and in the comments. It's a free course, and there's more people doing this, so hopefully you will find a space where you can actually explore these things in depth, not just a YouTube video that talks to you and you sort of got an interesting idea, but you're never really implementing it. So, going back to the point, you do it by little, letting go of your thoughts and letting go of the hypnosis of your mind that can't stop thinking. At some point, you start resting in something deeper. And when you rest in this something deeper, you start noticing a fabric of data, sensory data, and reality and awareness that is not anywhere, that is not as limited to time or space. That is something else. It is the data that, let's say, your phone or your computer is converting into an image and a video and someone talking, but you know it's not really someone inside of your phone talking, right? So in the same way, at some point you start understanding that what you think is your reality is actually a personal interpretation based on thoughts of something else, of some sort of data. So the key of enlightenment, awakening, of living fulfilled, of resting home at peace, wherever, it is to actually figure out this code. To start with, that is a code. Most people don't think it's a code. Most people think what they see, they touch, they hear is reality. And if you live from there, of course, there's no chance to wake up. If you're in a dream and you want to become lucid, what you do is you question the reality of the dream. Well, it's the same thing at this level. This is a different kind of dream. And you question, not trying to wake up in another dimension. No, you want to wake up to this, to now, to what is. And for that, you need to peel out all your personal preferences and all your conditioning, all your past, all your thoughts, everything you think it is, and directly face what is. And most of the time, you may think, I'm just a little person. I'm not enlightened. I'm not this great person. I don't have anything special in me. Say, no, That's thoughts. You're unlimited. You're unlimited in power. You're limited in strength. It's only the thoughts that make you think that you are a body, that you are a character inside of the video game, that makes you feel weak, that makes you feel powerless. But that again is a thought. That's why I go back with these videos that I make all the time, go back, meditate. And all these things will be integrated as your sense of reality, not just interesting thoughts. You need to meditate. You need to do the work of unplugging yourself from the matrix. And you do that thought by thought by going back to the object. And little by little, you find that there is a strength in you, something that is not related to the character of your video game that you call reality. There is strength that is untouched by experience. Your awareness. There's a lucidity. There is an attention, a space that is allowing things to happen. And in that space, you are beyond everything. You're beyond time and space too. Because it's like you are the screen where all the perception and all the story of a person living in a body, interacting with a world that is real and it's out there, all that is happening inside of this context of data appearing. So the same thing is happening with you and your mind. And the only way you can get out of the character of the movie, start becoming the movie some way, to understand what's actually happening underneath your personal experience. What is reality? The only way to do that is by relaxing and let the veiling of your personal thoughts to disappear. They don't really disappear. They were never really there. But that's a bit more of a complex topic. But it seems that I know. You say, oh, that's very interesting philosophical stuff. But I do still have a very strong sensation that I'm living as a person in a world that is real. And I'm slave to all these laws about being a body and being a mind and facing a world that is out there and it is real. So how you get out of in the screen, this case, for example, you have to figure out that you are watching this video, that there is no person really inside of your phone or your computer. You will turn around the computer and will start investigating. No, this is too flat for someone to be living inside there. And this guy is strangely too small. I never seen someone so small. So most likely it's not inside the computer. In the same way you investigate your reality, what you really are investigating is the mechanism of hypnosis that we call thinking. So you actually investigate not just your direct sensory raw data without interpreting it, without thinking it. You also observe your thinking in your own personal inner mechanism that creates the sense of a character. And when you do that, at some point, you get to see the code. Like in Matrix, when he was able to see it. It's just the difference in here that it's you are also code. By you, I mean the character you think you are. What you really are is obviously beyond even the code. I hope this makes sense to you to some extent and you follow me. So I imagine how many people just drop off thinking that this is too abstract, but it's actually your core reality. So as much as you may think you don't understand what I'm saying, you actually do. I am just suggesting you to take red or the blue pill. I'm saying, don't think. And I will teach you how not to think if you want to. There's a process for it. There are 10 stages of how you stop cooperating with the hypnosis. And if you think your thoughts are true, which is true for most people, when you think this is reality, this is the way things are, this is the reality of the world, this is the reality of who am I, and this is the reality of what I'm able to do, then you're living in darkness. You're not seeing the light of reality. You're closing your eyes like this. And you say, no, the world is dark. No, you are narrowing down your awareness, your perception into a very limited person. And that's what makes it feel like sad. That what makes it feel like life is not perfect on every moment. It is just this darkness. It's like an entropy. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. And it's supported by this ego mechanism of thoughts, just thoughts. If you would drop your thoughts, you would drop the whole thing altogether. So what you think is real is just a perceptual error. And if you want to actually see reality, if you, for some reason, something in you knows that what I'm saying is true, at least you sort of guess it. You're not just guessing it. That means that there's a part of you that is awakened enough to hear that what I'm saying is some way true, even you may still live in this duality where you feel one way, you feel these words, or you feel this understanding that I'm saying as yours, as natural, as something you kind of already intuitively know. But at the same time, you live in this world where you're a person. And you get out of this apparent fighting realities, a reality where you know you are limitless, there is no end to your power. There is no end to anything, and everything is one, and we are all one. We are the same person. There's no like you and me. Everything is just presence. Everything is just, you could call it God or you, basically. Not something outside of yourself, of course. Versus the reality where you are a body and you're trapped in a life. You're trapped in a mind. You're living in space and time. You're being a specific character and you're weak. Red pill, blue pill. You want to get out? Follow the link. And just start meditating. You don't need to follow the link, actually. You can just meditate like a ninja. Find a good system, a good method. Just meditate until your thoughts are not defining your reality. You wake up to the light and the strength of presence, of awareness, of you, of everything, of unlimited peace and love. Everything. Use any word. Heaven. Use any word you like. Is everything that you're really missing ever. It's not something you gain from the world. It's who you are. And the only way of discovering who you are is by questioning the reality you're living in. Just take a few seconds to rest. No matter when thoughts come, when thoughts go. Perception, who cares? Just abide in the presence of knowing that you are alive. You're aliveness. Resting in presence. Let go of a personal world that has actually never been there, but it seems so real. Like when you're inside of a dream, it felt so real. But you don't need to keep suffering, my friend. You can let go of all the stress, all the drama, all the sense that you're not enough, all the sense that every moment is not full and complete, perfect, joyful, and peaceful. And then is when you know you have touch, get in contact with reality. When you feel this unlimited peace in this moment, beyond your thoughts, beyond what you think you are, just rest. Everything's perfect. You don't even need to try hard to meditate. Meditation is just protocol to escape the matrix, but you're not even trapped in the matrix in the first place, so you can try to directly relax. Relax here and now. Without any intention. Leave the character, leave the thoughts. Leave your needs, your wants. Leave your past, leave your future. Just experience. Unlimited being.